Welcome to Tipsy Talk Uncut.
Tipsy Talk Uncut.
How y'all feeling?
Y'all all right? So today, first of all, Samara, what are you sipping on?
I am sipping on some rum punch.
Yummy.
Yes.
I have an apple cider margarita.
That sounds
Delish, and I made it from scratch. So I like it better from scratch because when you buy like the thing in a bottle, it's like either too sour, too sweet. So limes, agave, triple sec, or control, or Grand Marnier, whatever. That's what I'm sipping on. All right, let's get into today's show. Friendsgiving or Foesgiving, because we got some foes.
You want to start us off?
All right, so y'all know we all have that one friend, right? We're gonna start off with Foesgiving. Yeah, I know how we have that one friend that we can't stand, but then they still your friend, and you're like, why is this person still my friend? Like, who's that person for you? We're not gonna say names.
Their name is nah.
This person, we're gonna drop the names for y'all over there.
This person I actually kind of dated years ago, and just we kind of realized like he was just very messy and mixy. Then we kind of realized like, yo, we really good friends. Like when we were not talking, like, yo, we have so much to talk about. We can be on the phone for hours. So I'm like, this person is super cool when they want to, but then so fucking annoying and like so mixy and so messy. It's just like,
When you say mixy,
I know you gotta do it one more time.
What they did?
Huh?
When you say mixy and messy, what did they do?
I mean, like mixy, like be in situations with mad different females, messy, like dating people, still like trying to be friends with me and still trying to talk to me. Like, and I'll be like, remember, we gotta divide it. We gotta divide that situation.
It's friendship.
Messy, like always having some type of drama and with females in their life. Always like you're the reason there's drama. Like they're not bringing it to you.
I hate men that get messy with females. Like, you grow up. Grow the fuck up. Like, why are you messy with females? Like, why? I feel like that is a girl thing.
And then be complaining.
Right. Like, how the fuck does that make sense?
But this is because of you. But at the same time, like he's super cool though. Like we really like if he didn't have all that extra shit, like I feel like I'm a little tarnished. So sometimes I'd be like, I don't want to be bothered. But he is a good friend. If I could get past just being so annoyed all the time, because now it's just like annoyance. So it's like it's always something.
He's a faux friend.
Yeah.
He's like, I know how like they got like the faux jewelry, the faux fur, shit like that. So he's a faux friend. He's like a friend with kind of like I'm not gonna say fake, but like not exactly.
Yeah. That's why we call each other fake best friend, because it's like he would be my male best friend if like he wasn't so like we just clash. So now he'd be annoyed with me because like I just told y'all, like I'd be like, do I answer? Do I respond? Like I have no urgency to respond to this person, and I feel so bad because it's really not intentional. Now it's not, but I guess like because I'm so conditioned, it's just like when I see it, it's just I'll wait. Unconsciously, it's like I'll get back to it. Unless
you gotta you have to like prepare yourself to like sometimes, have that conversation, right? So I had a friend like that, and I'd be like, rated R. Let me read my card. So I had a friend like that, and it was almost like somebody that just has like this draining type of energy. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to answer right now. Like, I don't know if I want to deal with that. I don't know if I want to deal with that intenseness, like at this moment. So it was like I'm not going to say every situation. So when we talked about business, it was cool, right? But when we talked about like stuff outside of that, it just felt like very like draining to me. Like, you know how you be on the phone and like you want to talk to your friend, but it's also like, like, what is it going to be today? Like, and you just not to feel all of that energy. Because I've been trying, how they say like keep your peace. I'm in the stage in my life right now where it's about keeping peace. Like I just want to be on my whiteboard. It says peace and focus on you. Okay, that's all I want. So like to have somebody that every time you speak to them, that energy is so intense. It's too much. That shit overwhelms me, and then it causes me to like retreat. Like all right,
and this is like a more so most of the time you speak, or like
that's what I'm saying. If it was about business, it was fine. But if it was about anything but business, it was like too intense. It would be like, or it's awkward conversation. Does that make sense?
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
It's too much. It's too much. Too much.
So mine's is the crazy thing is mine's is with males. Like I actually have a male best friend, and I love him to death. But yeah, every time he's another one. I don't know if it's a guy thing, but every time he called too, is always something. And I'm like, yo, why is there always something? It's always something.
And then
it's always the same something, just different characters. And I'd be like, oh God.
And it's like the drama that you listening to is like, that shouldn't even be drama. Like, why is that so intense? Like, why is it even a conversation? Why is it even a conversation? And I be wanting to tell some people sometimes, like, all right, it's not that serious, right? Like, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
Relax yourself, right? But I can't say that because then the person will be like, what you mean? Calm down, whatever. So half the time I'm just listening, and I've learned to like keep certain like comments or my opinions to myself because I know it's going to be triggering. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to just listen. Even if I don't agree, I'm going to just listen. I'm going to be like, oh, okay. Like if you get the okay, like that means that I'm thinking stuff, but I don't want to trigger the conversation because it may not be received properly. So hashtag growth.
Yo, I can't.
Hashtag growth, okay? I be catching myself.
I'll be telling them.
Like, bitch, don't say that.
I'll be telling them because I feel like the same thing with some females. Like sometimes I feel like our friends or family, whoever's around us, don't check certain shit we do, so we don't realize we're doing it. Right. So I'm like, for y'all to be men and y'all complaining about these things that you're causing, I'll be letting them know. Like we have that type of relationship. We can keep it real with each other. I'll be like, but you don't think it's you?
I don't have male best friends. I don't have best friends. I don't do best friends. And I know a lot of people, they be like I'm quick to just like be like whatever. And it's because I just feel like, I'm not gonna say I feel like whatever, but it's just like at the end of the day, like you could leave any second. Like, does that mean that, like, do you get what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, anything could happen that will make you not a constant. If that makes sense. Like, for example, like my mother is a constant in my life, right? Like my parents, my brother, like my family, like my immediate family, those are constants in my life that I know like nothing is going to happen. Well, I'm not gonna say nothing, but no extreme shit, which I would never do, is gonna happen where that's not my family no more. Or my mother is not my mother, my brother is not my brother, or my father is not my father, right? That's constant. But like with friends, I feel like that's not constant. And I feel like because anything could happen. It could be a situation that happens and maybe a person feels away and y'all thought y'all was so close. Y'all thought y'all was besties. And then that shit happens and then now y'all not besties no more. So it's not something that I feel like is going to continue to be constant. So
you think it's something more so you shy away from, or?
No, I don't think I shy away from it.
Haven't had that connection where you could be like, yo, this person is X, Y, and Z.
So I just feel like, and this is gonna sound crazy. See, this is the moment where I was really
no.
I just feel like people are expendable. Like it's like I just feel like something can happen and it's kind of like okay, like I'm not gonna fret on it. I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, like. And I've had friends that I've met at one of my old jobs that I feel like I'm more closer with, or that I would consider more of a friend than people that I've known all my life. So you get what I'm saying? But I'm not going to say that's my best friend. I'm going to say, oh, that's my friend, because I know like in the situation, not going to say nothing is going to happen, but I trust them to that point.
So you do have close friends.
I'm going to say friends. I have friends.
Okay.
Like, does that make sense?
No, I'm just asking. You know, because when it comes to friends, there's like so many tiers of friendship, associates.
What would you consider a close friend? Like, what's the tiers for you? So then
okay, so tiers are like associates. So those are people like you hang out with, but y'all don't really talk and text on the phone. Y'all probably more social media, because social media is big now. So like y'all probably chat a lot on social media, but y'all don't technically have each other's number. Y'all probably link up for drinks and like in a group of people, but y'all don't personally call each other. So those would be like your associates. Your close friends are people you close to, basically. Like y'all hang out, y'all talk on the phone. Y'all probably don't consider, call each other besties, but y'all kind of do.
But does that make you a close friend because you talk on the phone with them and y'all go out?
No. So no, I'm going with it. I'm saying like they're kind of like your best friend, but they haven't earned that title. So y'all do things together. Y'all besides talking on the phone, like y'all hang out. Y'all yeah, I'm about to say, I guess y'all hang out, y'all talk, like, you call them for certain situations sometimes. Like you've known them for a while and you actually speak on the phone and hang out and things like that, like on a regular type of thing.
Friend.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like you saying close friend to me, that's my friend. Like I don't consider it, oh, that's my close friend. I could just consider it.
I mean, like close friend, yeah. Because I feel like I call my associates friend now because it feels weird to say associates. And then my close friends are the people. Yeah, I can call up for advice or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I could chat with you about certain personal things. I can share stuff with you. That's kind of personal to me in a sense. You won't know everything, but you're gonna know enough to be like,
like right, okay.
Yeah, enough about me. So somebody question you, like if you walked in a room, you heard somebody talking about you, probably be like, chill, that's not cool, or you'll walk away.
Right.
That would be a close friend to me. Okay. For me, like my best friends are like family. So I consider them family. And those are people have your back. I hate the term ride or die, but those are the people like that are kind of like ride or die. You can call to for anything, whether you need to borrow money, you were homeless. If you have children, you need them to watch your child or even take your child, God forbid, using a situation. Someone you trust leaving in your house, leaving around your man type of thing, family, type like family.
Okay, so then I guess I would consider my mom my best friend because I feel like my mom, like at the end of the day, that's why I said like family to me is like.
I mean, outside of like family, because like I'm very close with my cousins, but I'm not gonna call them, my best friends. Like we just family, they know where they stand. So like outside of family, do you have I guess from my definition, any close friends or you said you just call them friends?
I guess because that's not my definition. I would just call the people that you're calling close friends. I would be like, oh, that's my friend. Like you get what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say like. I'm gonna just say that's my friend. I got friends.
Yeah.
I feel like there's friends, like you said. I feel like I consider it like associates, right? Like you said, like that you don't know, but you meet on Instagram. Because I meet a lot of people on Instagram, and we be like, sis, this, sis, that, right? That's not really sister. Like we chit chat, right? Like we cool.
How about you just got dark?
And then I have friends, right? And then after that, I would say best friend. But I don't have a best friend. So I guess that's the levels for me. Associate, friends, and then best friend. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So do you think there's any reason or you just haven't had that connection why you don't have a best friend with somebody?
Like I said, I think people are expendable. And not to say it like that, but I just feel like I'm very what's the word? I'm very intuitive and I feel like people they fake. And I feel like
you said they fake?
Fake, yeah. I can't explain it. Like there's people that I know that lied to me. They don't know that I know that they lied, but because I'm never gonna say that, right? But those are people that you consider friends, and you see like just little, I don't know, you see little things, and you see like little jealousy, or I just feel like it's minor things that I'm observing of that I will never speak on. But it's just like, all right, we cool, like that's my friend, but I'm not gonna say that's my close friend because I feel like it's always something. It's always something that's hidden. Like we had the situation on Friendsgiving, right? And it was that whole like blow up, right? But then it's kind of like one of the girls was saying, like Steph was saying, like there's underlying things, right? So if somebody has this underlying thing about you and they feel a way about you, how can I say that that's my close friend if that's a conversation that was never had? If you feel a way about me and you don't speak on that, so I can't say that you're my close friend. Like you get what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of people feel like that, and you can just observe. You could just observe the way people treat you, the way they act towards you. And like I said, I'm very intuitive, and I may not say nothing, but I think a lot. Like and I feel a lot, but it's just like, all right, I'm gonna notice it and I'm gonna move on. And I think maybe that's just Sag traits. But that's why I said at the end of the day, the only constant is gonna be my mother, my father, and my brother at the end of the day.
It's crazy you like we're even having this conversation, because the people that actually most of my fights were with people I thought that were good friends. But then I do still have very good friends, best friends and stuff. And you would think I would be tarnished from friendships alone, because I literally had a fight with a person I considered my sister, my best friend. That started with me. I had a fight with a close friend that started with me. I've had friends.
When you say that, like they started with you.
Huh?
You said they started the fight with
every single time. Because for me, I don't know, like we've talked, before, and I'll tell you, like, I don't believe in people you care about when y'all, because it's natural to argue, it's natural to have disagreements, but I'm never going to say something, even if I want to. I definitely check myself before I say anything that will prevent us from coming back from it.
Right.
Even if I'm that pissed, I'm very conscious of that, because like, just because I'm mad at you now doesn't mean I don't love you. So I don't want to say anything to hurt you. And me being very sensitive, like, I'm going to take everything you're saying as something you truly mean. So I'm not going to say something I don't mean in the moment because I'm mad at you because I want to hurt you. Like, I'm arguing with you because I'm defending myself, not because I'm trying to hurt you. So I've had people, we get into disagreements and they intentionally do something to provoke me. Whether it's them physically touching me first. And like, for me, listen, you can argue me, you can call me type of names.
I feel like you get upset. Not upset, but like,
no, I'm good. I'm like, but you're not gonna touch me first. Like, that's nobody's gonna touch me first at all. I'm gonna touch you back. But you know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that. And I've had it from people that I considered, close friends, family, sisters, or whatever. So you would think I would be tarnished. But the people that I consider my best friend or close, besides my family, because I'm very, very close to my family and my cousins, they've literally, while we're not speaking, like, still, if we had like an arrangement they were doing something, they still did what they were supposed to do, even though we were not fucking with each other.
Right.
And that I respect, and that I know is true love, because it's like, I don't like you right now, but me and you not speaking or being friends has nothing to do with what I promised to, what I said I was going to promise to do.
Exactly.
And that's why, like, those people have those labels or titles. Those are people I know, no matter my situation, they'll probably talk about me to me later, but they'll still, still have my back. Like, you're dumb, it's a stupid bitch, but what you need, or I got you, or come over here, whatever the case is. So to me, that's where they got that title from. It's not just because we be drinking, we be talking shit, we was on the phone to that. Like, this was real, real life, and you showed up for me, and I showed up for you in situations where most people be like you said, they could be expendable. We got a falling out, and then that's it. There's no conversation. And like, one of my best friends now, like, we weren't speaking at all. And at the time we worked together, I got her the job for where she worked at. We were working together, and she was helping me take my son to school. And she would come in, roll her eyes at me, pick him up, and leave. Like you say, like, we still not speaking or nothing, but she'll still come and get my son, her godson, and do, take him to school like she said she would.
Y'all wasn't speaking though.
Say it again.
What was the reason y'all wasn't speaking?
Because she's a Leo, and they don't like to be wrong when they wrong. And we had a disagreement. It was just a back and forth disagreement, and I guess it just got heated because excuse me, y'all, it was a little chilly in here. I could be petty with Leo, so I feel like they swear they ain't shit. So I'll go back and forth. I usually don't go back and forth, but we was going back and forth. And I guess she was getting mad because she not used to me keep going back and forth. And it was something real dumb. Like, to this day, we don't even remember what exactly was, but we were just going back and forth about something stupid. And she caught attitude. So I was like, all right, guess you're not talking to me.
Is this Ebony?
Huh?
Ebony?
Yeah, this is Ebony. Even to the point where we wasn't even speaking. My birthday came and she left a gift at my locker with a note like, I love you, but I still don't like you. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and people's like, y'all are corny. Cause like, how y'all still not, and we went like 2 months working together, not speaking. And they're like, how y'all, I'm like, cause she mad at me? Like, I didn't do it. And then that's when I was like, let me reach out.
At what point does a person say, at what point do y'all just give in and be like, all right, bitch? Like,
oh no, so I gave in because I was like, she wanted to be my friend. Why she leaving? That's the honest truth why we saw that. But that was our only major disagreement ever in life. I feel like with all my close friends, we probably had one. Even my other best friend, I consider my sister Kwana, we had a falling out. I guess, somewhat of a disagreement, misunderstanding. And she reached out to me first this time. But I felt like I wasn't wrong. Like, I didn't do anything wrong. Like, if you would have came to me and, you know, had a real conversation instead of being in your feelings, then we probably could have hashed it out a long time ago. And, you know, I had like one big disagreement with her, and we got over that. But we were still, you know, the kids were still talking. We're still watching each other's children, you know, because when you care love with somebody, like, y'all don't have to speak in that moment. Doesn't mean you stop, you know, whatever routines and stuff you have. So I respect that stuff, because that's grown up stuff. That's adult stuff. That's still showing love. Because, you know, I have a sister I love, I don't like. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't mean if she called me today and needed me, I would not be there. Right. So those are the people I consider my best friends. Somebody I can call my family.
So do you ever have situations, and this is just me being curious, do you ever have moments like with the friends, not Ebony, but maybe like other friends, like, I don't want to say, but like, right? Where like you kind of think about that and you kind of not salty about it, but it's still like lingering, or you still have it in the back of your brain.
Of course. Even on my second best friend I was telling you about, the situation to me was like, we've known each other since we were 6. Like, you know me better. I've never done something like this.
Do you still consider that your best friend?
Huh? Yeah, because I feel like people are human. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you have people in your head, like our situation, you know, when we reunited and I told you what happened, you have people in your head sometimes. No, but I'm saying, you know, sometimes you have people in your head, sometimes you just like, okay, well, if they keep saying this, like, things start like, well, it can be true. You know, it shouldn't be because you know this person, but it's like, you know, you second guess it. And it's like, you get one try to do that, though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm going to forgive you. Like, you're human. Everybody makes mistakes. As long as it doesn't happen again. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm watching a little bit, but I'm going to forgive you because nobody's perfect.
You're going to forgive, but you're not going to forget.
Yeah, I mean, it's always going to be there. So if it happens again, at least I know I'm like, okay, see, this wasn't okay. This wasn't cool. But I'm going to forgive, like, especially if you had history and we never had an issue, never argued, never nothing. And then this one thing, but it was so many factors in there that it was like, I don't know what was being said or whatever. And I know she was in her feelings. You know, I know they were in their feelings in that moment. So I'm like, you're going to get a pass, especially if they reach out to you first saying, admitting they were wrong or they apologize or whatever the case is, then you have to respect that. It's one thing somebody come back around and not try to say sorry and act like shit never happened.
So I guess for me, it depends on the situation and what happened. Because if you do something that shows your character, that will never leave me. That will never, ever. I'll still talk to you, but that will never leave me. I will think about that for the rest of my life until the day that I die. Like I said, like the person that I said, like, they lied, and I was sitting there, and it's funny because I was looking at them, and we was drinking and eating. I was like,
you ain't gotta lie.
Like, are you serious? And I'm like, I just spoke to 2 other people, and they told me the same story, but your story is different. And I was just
very different.
Very different. I was just like, that will never leave me, because now in my brain I consider you a liar. And that means that you could be lying about anything and I would never know. So like things like that shows who a person's character, and that also goes back to me saying that people are expendable, is because like that is your character. That is who you are. So if that's if you did that now, you probably did it before and I just didn't catch it, or you probably feel away, or like whatever it is, like there is something. Like, you get what I'm saying? There's something that's underlying, and that's why I'm like, that's weird. It's weird. So if I get weird characteristic vibes, and I'm like, you're a weird person. So that's why I don't have close friends.
Okay.
I guess again.
So yeah, because you just like cautious. Like once you cross me, that's it.
Because it's not even once you cross me. It's the characteristic. It's a character flaw, right? So I have friends that I feel like, all right, when you having a disagreement with a friend or somebody that you could consider a close friend or a best friend, it shouldn't be something where you have to question their character. If it's like, oh, well, you didn't show up on time and da-da-da-da-da, like, okay, like whatever. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's something that you could get over. Oh, you said you was going to bring the cake yesterday. You ain't bringing it. And now you upset, right? If you have comments like stupid shit like that, that's okay. But when it comes down to like this is your character, this is who you are, that's unforgettable to me, because I feel like that's who you are. That's in your makeup. And I don't know if it happened before and I just didn't know, or I didn't know if it's going to happen.
Have you ever addressed, I mean, like, was there just one instance or it's happened several times? Like, have you ever addressed some of it to, like, you know, see where they were coming from? I don't know. I guess I have a bad habit of trying to be understanding and, like, let me give somebody a benefit of the doubt.
I am very empathetic. I am don't get me wrong, I am a very empathetic person. Somebody could do me wrong and I'd be like, well, maybe they was feeling a way about this, or maybe I said this and they didn't like this, or like whatever it is. I try to think about it from multiple point of views, right? But in the situation with the whole lying thing, right? Mm-hmm. I spoke to 2 other people that told me stories. That's where you sat in my face and you lied. You sat in my face, you lied, and you looked for empathy from me, and you were lying. That's a problem. You were lying. You sat in my face and you lied. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking wild. So now in the back of my brain, and then when you hear like stories that other people are telling about the same person, and not even stories, just like little situations that happen, it's kind of like like you start thinking like, this is who that person is.
Yeah.
So that's just me, and that again goes back to saying this is why I feel like we cool, like you my friend, like you get what I'm saying, but I'm not gonna say, oh, that's my close friend or that's my best friend, because I feel like at any time, like anything can happen or people could be.
But have you experienced that with all your friends, or you're just saying because that can happen, I don't look at people that way?
I'm not gonna say I experienced that with all my friends. I'm gonna say a few, but then I think that's just my perspective of friendship. Because I can't say like, oh, this person did, every single person did this to me. No, I can't say that. But I'm just saying that's just the outlook. Certain people I have I look at them a certain type of way, if that makes sense. Like I said, you should be able to have a friend that can, like, that one is going crazy. You're supposed to be able to have a friend that you could talk to about anything. I mean, not anything, but like, how do I say it? Like, like the arguments are stupid shit. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's dumb. Like, it's like minuscule stuff, right? But then I feel like if you have an argument or a disagreement or whatever it is with something that's serious, then you remove from that. I don't know if that makes sense.
Well, if you have an argument about something serious,
meaning like something that like where, like how I said, the whole character. If it's a situation like that, then I'm totally looking at you different. I feel like as a best friend or a close friend, you're supposed to be able to have a conversation. You're supposed to be able to be truthful. You're supposed to be able to acknowledge your flaws, your faults in the situation, because you also have friendships where people think that they ain't do nothing wrong. And they always putting the blame on somebody else or the other person, when in fact, did you look in the mirror and you acknowledge what you contributed to the disagreement? And if I'm talking to you and you can't do that, like, then no, like, all right, we cool. Like, you get what I'm saying? But that's not we cool. That's my friend. Like, you get what I'm saying? But and it's like you can't acknowledge your faults or your flaws. So I don't know.
Okay.
If I'm explaining myself properly.
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Like I say, I don't know. Like I've been through, I've been through a lot when it comes to friends, but I do know how it feels to have true friends, like people. And that's why I said, like, they kind of, like they best friend. If I'm telling somebody, because when you start telling people this your family member and they, from what side, you got to get all fucking technical. Yeah, so be like, forget it. Let me just say best friend, but like their family to me. Right. You know what I'm saying? But for other people, I'll just say best friend, because I'm not getting into details on why I called this person my sister and all that extra shit. No. So there you go. Right. Best friend for you, because that makes sense to you. But we say we're sisters. You know what I'm saying? Type of thing. Because that's you upgraded to that. And then you just have your close friends that they there for certain situations, but can you count on them 1,000%? Probably not.
So I think we just have different names for it. Because the person, what you're saying is close friends, I would just consider that's my friend. I wouldn't consider it a close friend. I would just be like, oh, that's my friend.
Yeah.
Not my close friend. But like, we cool.
Yeah. That's like, I don't want to name drop on here, but Mr. Silly, that used to come in all the time. I'll show. See.
Name drop. Listen, name drop. This is Tipsy Talk Uncut.
So you know Crispy, like I've known him since I know my best friend.
I need more.
And he knows my child's father, but like yeah, I'm like, that's my friend. He cool people's my friend, you know what I'm saying? And I know him for forever. So like close friends doesn't mean I know you forever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he's not close friends either. Like, I mean, we talk, but we don't talk all the time. We probably call each other for random advice, but not saying he won't have my back, but we've never been in a situation to test each other's loyalty in that sense. So he's a friend. Like that's somebody a friend, somebody you know all the time.
Okay, so
y'all talk here and there, but
definitions.
Yeah.
So I feel like you have different levels.
Just tiers, yeah.
Right. You have different tiers. I got 3, you got like 5.
Yeah. I'm like, no, seriously, because you gotta kind of put them where they fit in. Because I used to get checked a lot because I would call my associates my friends all the time because I just feel weird saying associates. Like, you're just a friend. Like, we chat, we say hi. If I bump into you in the street, if you shout like, oh, Small, what up? And we give a hug real quick and keep it moving, then I'm like, hey, it's my friend.
All right. So I'm going to say the person that you say like, oh, this is my friend, I would call that what did you say? I would call that like more of I would say like, oh, they cool. Like, you get what I'm saying? And then be like, oh, that's my friend.
Okay.
But I don't have close friends, if that makes sense. Like, I have friends that like we'll do shit, we'll hang out, we'll go out, we could talk, we could kiki, we could do this, we could do that, whatever. But I wouldn't consider them, I don't know, I just don't have that title.
So sorry, not to cut you off, sorry.
No, it's okay.
So my close friends are people I do trust, but we probably haven't tested certain limits for me to like, not saying they have to level up.
Test limits, but go ahead.
I mean, no, not like a test per se, but you know, like we haven't been in difficult situations where I know that like we truly have each other back for certain stuff. Because some people are there for you until tough times get hard.
It happens, right?
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can't say you would be this person because everybody's cool and dandy when it's a phone call and a hangout and this and that until it's like I need you. And I don't. Yep. And I'm like, I don't have that many I need you moments. So it's not their fault. It's just I'm not in that situation or they haven't been in that situation for us to be there. But Fudge, what was I saying? The reason why I gave that description.
You're talking too much.
I think I was gonna ask.
That's me. That's me all the time. I say you talking too much, you lost your train of thought.
Right? I think it was something about asking you about that. Like, have you had people though that you know you can count on and stuff like that?
So, like the situations that you explained, I would say no, because I've never. I don't know. I don't ask people for things or like.
Same, yeah.
I can't. I don't know. I've never been in a predicament for them to show up.
Not even like a monetary thing. Like you ever needed to sleep at somebody's house real quick because of something or okay, like
no, that's what I'm saying. Like I've never. Like not a situation for me to be like, oh my God, I know that this person is like 1,000% for me. Like, no. Like where y'all like arguing and like how you gave the example of like y'all wasn't talking, but they still help with your kid. Or they did this, y'all still did this or that. Like, no. I don't know. I've never Like I said, and maybe it could be me too, because I'm the type of person to be like, bye. I'm gonna be like, all right.
Yeah, so I feel like that's what graduates people when y'all go through stuff. But these friendships I'm talking about have been like from years. Like I told you, I've had one since I was literally 6. Like she moved on the block a couple of months before I did, and all the kids outside, so now we hanging out and we're like, oh, we're in the same building. So now, we just build it from there every day. Yeah. So like that one just naturally happened. And then even with the Ebony, it just kind of happened because she was coming over to my mother's-in-law house. And it was like, okay, but we just bonded. Like, okay, she cool, she fun, we partying, she coming out, but now it's just like she's always like just offering. I'm like, chill. Like I don't hate when people offer to help. It's like, don't offer to do nothing for me if I didn't ask you. I don't need you. But people just being nice. So because I had in the beginning of my young years like so many fucked up friendships. So when somebody's generally just being nice just because it's like, I don't need you. Like I'm independent and I'm this, I'm that. Like don't do nothing nice.
You trying to help me? Fuck is that?
Yeah, like I don't need help, bitch. But it's like I'm doing something nice for you just because I want to. I'm like, oh, because I don't need that. But it was just one of those, like, call me this, we're doing this, and it just it just grew that way. Like we just literally grew. We just woke up one day like, yeah, we best friends. I don't even think it was a conversation. It was nothing. Like we just knew it. Like it was just something you knew. So like, you know, but those were grown. It wasn't like, oh, I knew her for like 2-3 years. We cool. This bitch come out all the time. We be tipsy. She paid for my bill one time. Right. Like, nah.
It was like it was steps. It was steps.
Yeah. So, and it just be situations like, you know, and at those times it was just boyfriend stuff. But like you said, like what's her name?
I can understand
Crystal gives good advice for certain things. So when you're going through something and they're not just like, fuck out of here, let's jump this dude, fuck this nigga, da-da-da. Like there's real advice. They're like, let me make sure you're good. Let me do things that you like to cheer you up rather than bash you or question you or, right. you know, make it rad or do something ghetto and ratchet to get over the situation, but more so focusing on making sure you're okay. And of course, vice versa. Like I wouldn't think they would consider me family or best friends if I wasn't given the same energy. But that stuff means something to me as opposed to somebody just be down to like, oh, let me pay for your food. Let's go do this. Like random shit. Like people that actually generally care about you.
You need it to be a deeper level.
Huh?
You need it to be a deeper level.
Yes. So, and it was just like to have that was just like, okay. And for it to still be lasting to this day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's what I consider like family and close friends and good friends. Because those people in the moments when you're doing good mean nothing. Like you said, like I should be as cautious as you. Considering most of my fights were with friends, like the fuck.
So speaking of Crystal, right? We all got that like non-judgmental friend or the person that you could talk to, and I feel like certain situations, you just need a person to listen, or you just need a person to. I think it's the approach. Right? Mm-hmm. Which is what would make me talk to one person over another. It's just the approach and the tone of the conversation that makes me say, all right, let me call A over B or A over C or whatever, right? So like with Crystal, I feel like, I don't know if she got that from her mom, because you know her mom went live. Yeah. The other day was dropping them gems. But like, I feel like you could talk to her, and I don't know if it's the sound of her voice. I really don't know what it is, but it's like level. There's not like, because I have friends like the friend I was talking about earlier, where like you just feel more agitated, where you feel more like more annoyed, more anxious, right? Crystal, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's her voice, but it's like a calming type of energy. Like, oh, I hear you. And she'll call you out. She's not, because I don't like yes men, right? I don't like yes men, meaning like, I don't like a person that's just going to agree with me to agree with me. I don't like that, because what's the point of it? I don't need people around me like that. If you feel like, oh, I said something that was wrong, or I did this, I did that, I would want you to say, oh no, but you know you did X, Y, Z, right? Like, you get what I'm saying? So she'll be like, but Nikisha, like, da-da-da-da, and I could be like, okay, but again, her tone is not accusatory, right? It's not like she's accusing me, or she's trying to condemn me, or she's trying to like make me feel a type of way. She's just like, all right, but take it how of the role that you played in the situation. And it's like a lot of people can't do that. Some people you're talking to, you feel like they judging you, or you feel like they coming at you. And I made a post the other day, don't talk to me like I'm your kid, because I'm not a fucking child. And even when I was a child, don't talk to me like that.
Nigga was grown as a child. Let me stop.
I'm joking. Like my energy now is amplified from when I was a kid, because when I was a kid, I was the same exact way. Like I posted on my report card that said she talks back, because I don't literally, and I could probably go to my mother's house and still pull them out. That's when they was writing on the back of the report card, and they had to circle as satisfactory, unsatisfactory. And they was like, you know, like, she's a good student, right? But she talks back. And my mother was just like, kind of like, okay, yeah, that's her. Because I always felt like if it's wrong, it's wrong. If you want respect, you have to be able to give respect. And I don't give a fuck if you 50 and I'm 3. I'm not going to say 3. That's a little extreme. But I don't care if I'm like 5. I just feel like, don't talk to me crazy just because you feel like I'm a kid. And I've always been like that. And I don't. Even when my mother used to, I'm going off topic, right? But even when my mother would be like, what did I say? I don't want to repeat that. Why I got to repeat that? I heard you. Like, I have ears. Like, don't talk. I just always, I didn't say that.
How like Mrs. Brooks, did you beat her for that?
The last name is my voice. No, but like I said.
No, don't get me wrong. I know exactly how you felt.
I wouldn't say that. I would never say that to my mother. I'm not. my mother is the one person that I would never want to be disrespectful to. The one person. Because like anybody else, I don't give a fuck. But my mother, no. So I was always like, I would never say that to her, but I would think it. And I told her, like, as I was older, I was like, I ain't like when you said that. Because like, why are you, I heard you. Why are you questioning me? And she would just chuckle because, like I said, she knows exactly who I am, and I've been
no, I get it. Yeah.
To the point she'd be like, if
I
she
get I was the same way. Like, well, that's I always thought that, but I ain't voice it at all. I was dumb.
I did not voice it. I did not voice it. My mother, no. If it was my father, yes, right. But my mother, I would never. I would be like, I'd probably be a little.
See, at a young age, I think I don't even know where it came from. It's so weird. I think it was just in my DNA. Like I just always wanted people happy around me. Because I really did kind of feel happy. Like I feel like I was living in a fairy tale until I became a mother. Like this is how things are gonna go, and like everybody should be happy, and there's no reason why we can't be happy. Like, all right, if I'm happy and you're looking sad, let me make you happy with me, even if it's me giving you my last or letting you borrow something to do whatever. Like, why be not happy? Like I really grew up just kind of happy, not realizing like we were probably struggling, but I still had everything I needed and wanted. So I didn't know. So just like I want everybody to feel that happiness. So when I came across friends that, I guess because they weren't happy with themselves, so they did messed up stuff. I'm not saying I was perfect, but I think I was definitely a good friend and didn't deserve some of the treatments I got from people. So it was just like, where did it come from? Like, tell me what I did. Like, I literally would ask this, like, what did I do? Because I was thinking it was me. And it's like, it's not you, because they don't have an answer. Like, I don't know, but remember, like, no, that wasn't me. Like, I don't know when that happened. Like, was that in your head? Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
all right. So here's the thing, though. If somebody is telling you that you made them feel like this, or you did this, or whatever it is, are you able to be like, okay, like I can understand how I made you feel that way in that moment? Or are you like, well, I didn't do that, so I don't understand. Like, you get what I'm saying? Because I feel like sometimes, and I'm not saying you, but just in general, you have to,
people,
even though you don't think you did anything wrong, even though you like, well, no, I was the perfect friend, right? I feel like you still have to take a step back to say, okay, well, there things that I did that could have contributed to the way that this person felt? Like, and I just think that that's important, because there's moments where I'm like, I ain't do what the fuck you talking about, but then I have to sit with myself to be like, okay, maybe they didn't like that I said this, or maybe I said this in a certain type of way, or maybe I did this and they didn't like it. Like, you get what I'm saying? But I have to acknowledge what role I played in it. And even though the other person could have been 95% wrong, right? I feel like it's still important for me to say, like,
I acknowledge my father.
All right. Right, exactly. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I understand. I get it. My bad. Like,
I've done that. I definitely do it. Like, especially if you're telling me, like, if I don't agree with you, because I can't tell you your feelings are invalid.
Right.
I can definitely want to disagree with it, but I can't tell you how you felt. So if you're telling me how you felt, and I'm like, I'm sorry, that was not my intentions.
Right.
If you felt that way, or if you got that from me. And I'll probably definitely go home like, the fuck what they talking about? Like, that ain't, but I'm not going to do that, because I'm being real, though. Like, because if I really don't agree with you, but I have to respect the way you feel, because it's like, I know my intentions, and my intentions is never to hurt or disrespect anybody. Maybe one person I have on my list that I would not mind doing that to. But besides that, nobody, you know what I'm saying, that's ever my intention. So if you came to, like, no situation. First of all, we was younger, so I'm
speaking just in general.
Yeah. So I'm saying, like, but just like from my personal experience, when we did have those conversations, most of the time they just didn't know. They didn't have a response, because I really wanted to know. Like, I wanted to fix everything, because I'm like, this is not okay. Like, we were good, and now we're not going to be good because it's in my mind.
I had a situation like that. This was high school. My friend, her name was Mikemia, and I used to go to her house. She used to come to my house. We would be on the phone. We used to sit on the stoop. We used to talk all the time, whatever, right? And one day we were on the train. We was in high school. We was on the train. We was coming back home. And I'm talking to her, and she got up. Oh, I'd be like, he got up, right? And I was like, Mikemia, I'm calling her name. She got up and she got off the train. And I was like, that was weird. So then when I saw her, because I saw her again in the train station clearly, which, like, we were about to be in the same train station. And I was like, what happened? She was like, oh, you think you somebody mother and da 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 da. And here it is in my brain. Like I said, this is why I said acknowledging the role that you may have played, because I didn't think that I was doing anything wrong. I'm thinking she's talking to me and I'm giving like my advice, or I'm talking how I talk. Like I said, who I am today is just amplified because I've the person that I am, I've always been that way, right? So I'm talking to her and I'm thinking like I'm being a friend, but she wasn't receiving it that way. So like I can't say, oh, the way she felt was wrong. I can't say that. Like I can't be like, oh, she didn't have a right to do that. Oh, I don't agree. I can only say like, oh, my bad. Like I didn't know that was affecting you that way. And I just wish that you would have told me that so I could stop. Like I'm like, I didn't know, but I can't invalidate how she felt. Right. And here it is, like I'm thinking I'm being a friend, and I'm thinking like this is what she wants, and that's not what she wanted. You know, so then I'm like, sis, like why you ain't just say that? Like we could have talked it out, and I didn't know that that's how you felt. But then that goes back to people holding on to things and harboring things, and they not saying nothing, because that's not just gonna come from one conversation. Like if you felt like that, I feel like you should tell me that. You should say like, hey, when you say this, it makes me feel like this. When you talk to me like this, it makes me feel like this. So I could be like, again, like you said, that wasn't my intentions, but I understand, and let me change the way that I'm communicating with you. And that goes back to me saying like, now I'm bringing it back to like talking to Crystal, because it's like, it's a different type of conversation, because she could put you in your place. She could empathize with you. She could make you laugh all in one conversation. And you leave out the conversation feeling better than when you came in. I need friends like that. So like if I had like friends like that, then I would be like, all right, that's my close friend, or that's my like best friend. But I think best friend is more like I think like going through shit, and you know what I'm saying? Like went through anything with anybody to be like, let me test the friendship. But I need people like that around me, not people when I'm feeling the type of way. You agitate me to the point that I feel I'm even more escalated. If I'm calling somebody, I'm calling for them to soothe me, for them to bring me down off. I'm not gonna say the cliff or the ledge, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
do you think you're ever in a space where, because you know, sometimes we just need to be checked. Like as much as we want to be smooth and checked, like sometimes we just need to be checked. I'm like, I'm perfect, Nanny. Let me stop. Nah, but you know, sometimes we all need to be checked. Like if you're calling somebody during that time when you kind of need smoothing, but I guess like let's say you was just wrong, just hypothetically, you in a situation where you soothing, but let's just say you was in a situation where you was just 1,000% wrong, but you call in the event and be like, yo, can you believe this shit? But you dead 1,000% wrong, and your friend just totally like just like, bitch, this was like, you know, it's not a moment for soothing you because like this was all the way wrong. Like, do you think you can receive that? Because the delivery is not going to be.
That's what Crystal does. That's why I said in the beginning, she'll put you in your place. She'll soothe you, and then she'll make you laugh.
And then, okay.
It's all of it. So she'll be like, but Nikisha, like, and she's calling my name. Like, she calls me my home. She's like, but Nikisha, like, da-da-da-da-da. Like, you get what I'm saying? But then she's also going to be like, oh, well, da-da-da-da. And then we're going to be cracking up about the end of the conversation. So it's a combination of both. And that's why I said it depends on the way that a person is delivering the message. And I always say when it comes down to communication, you have to talk to people in the way that they need to be talked to, because then they're not going to receive the message. If you talking to somebody, and I think I told you this before too, like if you talking to somebody and you coming at them, and their thing is to be like, I don't want to talk. Like like that's going to make them like a turtle. They're going to go back into their shell. They don't want it. It's too much. Right. But then if you approach them in a way that they want to be approached, like, hey, like whatever, however they want to be approached, they're going to be more receptive to that message. But if you intense, right? If you intense, not you, but in general, if you're intense, and I'm not that way, I'm going to be like, that's too much. That is too much for me. And I don't want to talk. Yeah. So and again, going back to what I was saying, like with Crystal, I don't know if it's her voice, her tone, or whatever it is, but it never makes me feel attacked. And like I said, she's not going to sugarcoat it. She never makes me feel attacked. It's just like a conversation of her, like, all right, bitch, like you did this, all right, you sound crazy, You was wild for that, but like
that's the only good thing I can say about my friends and people I call family. They definitely, even if sometimes it doesn't want to be received, because most of the time I'm complaining about something I feel like it's not my problem, it's not my fault. So you know when they, because I think everybody, like when you're venting to, you be like, yo, can you believe this? And you like, you don't feel like it's your fault, even though we all place some type of blame in every situation, whether it's 1%, 1,000%. Like we always have a little sprinkle of blame in there. But like you said, like my friends are not yes men. Like, don't get me wrong, I have some friends be like, bitch, you dead wrong, but if you still want to fight, or if you still want to do this, I got you. They still gonna tell me I'm wrong why they got me. But, you know, I respect that as well in friendships, because I don't want to walk around this world, you know, because nobody's perfect. And now I'm sitting up there doing all kind of fucked up shit because my people in the back are like, we got you, bitch, go ahead.
Let me say something.
Because you can't grow. You can't grow that way.
I don't want to be preachy. Even though you hear it from your friends, right? And you think you ain't do nothing wrong, you also have to sit with yourself and think about, did you do something wrong? Because if every situation you say, well, I didn't do nothing wrong, I didn't play a part in this, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, they telling me this or whoever, right? But I still don't think I did nothing wrong. Then I feel like that's a problem in itself, and something that you, not you, but in general, when I say you,
I know.
Need to address, because every situation cannot be the fault of someone else.
Yeah, the other person.
In some type of way, you have to have contributed something, whether it was a sentence that you said one day 3 weeks ago. It doesn't matter. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you have to be able to acknowledge that, and whether that's in friendships, whether that's with family, whether that's in relationships, romantic relationships, it doesn't matter. You have to take a step back and say, okay, well, like maybe okay.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's something we learned too, like you're saying. Yep, doing all of this stuff, like our journey and like the whole being vocal and being on screen and live and like having to dig deep with ourselves. Like you kind of realize like you played a part. Regardless, it doesn't have to be the negative part, but you played a part. And it's like you have to, like you said, sit back and acknowledge that shit. Because even like you say, even relationships, I used to be like, I know I was good, but it's like, okay, well, you were good. Your definition of good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What they needed, even though they didn't vocalize what they needed,
that's why
you weren't giving them what they needed.
Right.
You didn't know what they needed, but you still wasn't giving it to them. So, you know, you weren't perfect. You were perfect. So you did what you knew to do that was supposed to be good and perfect, but it does not work for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So just like, okay, I own that. I'll take that out. So if I was like, I'm definitely growing and learning. In those situations I was talking about earlier, it was their fault. Nah.
No, I think that.
But like I said, I've been in situations. We have situations of like, hey, I have to acknowledge, okay, I did this. You acknowledge you did that. Like you, because we not, you know, you're not always perfect. Sometimes you're doing shit that's wrong, and the person doesn't like it. Just because you're given what you feel they should have is not what they need. Not what they need. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, but this Friendsgiving, you know, the holiday just came. We ate good. We chilled. You know, we talked, we chilled, we did whatever with friends, family, whatever. Definitely got to reflect on those friends and them foes, because they there.
Oh, I want to close out with this, right? Let's talk about. We're gonna go for like several more minutes just to round it out.
Okay.
6 minutes or whatever I say. Let's talk about outgrowing friends and the fact that is okay. Like, you can outgrow friends. You don't have to be friends with somebody for your entire fucking life, because sometimes friends they're just there for stages. In this moment, this is what I needed, this is what I wanted, and this was fulfilling to me. But as you continue to grow through life, that doesn't mean that friend has to grow with you in that capacity that you're growing. Because you could be outgrowing them. They still stuck.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me rephrase that. They're not stuck, right? They're doing what they need to do for themselves. Because that's not, you may consider that stuck, but they don't consider that stuck, right? And you're doing what you're supposed to do for yourself. So it's okay for you to like branch out and do your own thing, and for them to do whatever the fuck makes them happy.
Yeah.
Outgrowing friendships is okay. It's okay. So that's what I wanted to say about that. What do you think?
No, I agree. It was something very hard for me to deal with. Like I said, I was always that person, like, we gotta be happy together, we gotta do this together. Like, if I'm doing this, you doing that. If you doing that, I should be doing this with you. And you get to a point where, like you said, everybody's on their own stage of life where they're growing at their own pace. And you're probably growing faster. Not saying they're not growing, but you're growing faster or in a different direction than they are. And there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like if these people are your friends, they support and understand it.
Yep.
But it was hard because as you're going somewhere, you see people's attitudes and situation changes because you're growing separate from them.
What are you talking about?
So instead of them being happy for you, they're not. You know what I'm saying? That's seriously. Instead of them being happy for you, they're not.
I didn't even teacup.
And it didn't sit well for me.
Drop an initial.
It didn't. I mean, I'm like, there's a few.
Just drop
it didn't sit well. It didn't sit well with them, and it didn't sit well with me because I'm like,
initial.
Nah. They gonna know. I feel like, no, seriously, I was thinking before while you was talking, I definitely was thinking like I wouldn't mind saying names. Y'all seen I dropped a few names tonight.
That's why I said my initial.
No, they'll know. So that's why I'm not. But just because I feel like they probably don't even feel like that's the situation. But because we kept getting into situations, I'm like, that's what it has to be. We're growing in separate ways. And I tried to help them grow with me or grow towards the way I was growing, and they didn't want to receive it. Or they was fake receiving it, but not accepting it. So we got to do our own thing. Like, I still love you. Want to call and chat and hang out. We still there, but I'm going to keep going here. Right. And there's nothing you can do to stop me. And there's nothing I can do to help bring you here because it's not wanted. And it's okay. It doesn't mean you don't love them. Doesn't mean you don't like them. Y'all just going two different ways. It's like if I got married, I can't party every fucking weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like,
why not?
You can't do. No, you gotta spend some time with hubby.
I'm done.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Like, as you get into different situations, things are different. You have a child. You can't go out on Wednesday night sometimes. It might have to be just Fridays. You know what I'm saying? So
Saturday after, and they can only be at 4 o'clock. Right. Yeah.
And I feel like once people accept that, like as long as there's love and respect there, grow the way you need to grow, and y'all appreciate each other for that.
Yeah.
If it's, real friendship, because I feel like that tests your friendship real quick. Everybody's not meant to be successful. Everybody's not meant to be a boss. Everybody's not meant to be rich. So you know what I'm saying? There's tiers for life. So some people are certain tiers, and you can't be mad at other people for reaching a certain tier if you're not doing everything you're supposed to do to get there.
Right.
And once you, you know what I'm saying? Once you get there and your friends are feeling salty about it, they're not your friends. So I'm fine with growing apart from people. It took me a while to be okay with that, but I'm okay with it. And now I'm at to the point where, like, I'm here if you want to speak. I'm here if you want to apologize. I'm here if you want to talk. I'm here if you want to have a conversation. But I'm not going to feel bad for attempting to grow and better myself. We're not doing that.
Okay.
We can't.
Right. So we're gonna leave it at that, y'all.
Yes.
We're gonna close it out. Let us know down in the comments what y'all feel about Friendsgiving, Foesgiving. Like, do you got friends that you've grown apart from? Do you got besties? What do you consider a bestie? What do you consider a close friend? Like, what's the different tiers for you? What's the different tiers for you? Because tomorrow got besties and I got
I got like 25 tiers.
Listen, I don't know nothing about no bestie. She said bestie, but not family. So
let us know in the comments down below if y'all even relate with the stuff we're saying. If you've been through certain things like this, like, comment, share, subscribe, and talk to us.
A lot of mercy. All right, guys. Until next time.
Yes.
This is Tipsy Talk Uncut, like hot henny in a teacup. All right. New episode.
Henny rum or apple cider margarita.
I was like, it's empty now. But new episode is going to be dropped every Friday by 12 p.m. We're working out the kinks, so bear with us. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to come sip some hot henny with us. All right. I am Black Girl Nikki B.
And I'm Snugs. Until next time.
I be like, you make me holler, you make me say, I can't.
Hey. Later.